D2 Word Life here with Rip Hell in a Cell Man Tides.
Very funny. Welcome, one and all. We will be doing this tier list. Some will be good. Some will be absolute dog shit. Which I will tell you right now, the 2019 Hell in a Cell will be in the garbage right now.
We'll get to that when we get to that, but yeah, I agree with you, and I think 99% of the fan base would too.
Because of disqualification.
Which,
in a Hell in a Cell.
Which they later took back and rolled it to be a no contest, which was still shit. It was still crappy, but we'll get to that when we get to that, but the Hell in a Cell match was first introduced in 1997. All because of the feud between Michaels and Taker at the time. Their first encounter ended in a no contest. So, let's figure out a way to keep the two combatants in the ring. And then they're like, oh, how about we just take a steel cage, double it in size, and put a roof on it. Call it Hell in a Cell. Which brings us...
Yeah, later became known as the Devil's Playground.
Yeah, so we have the first Hell in a Cell match. Shawn Michaels versus Undertaker. This match was brutal for the time period. Majority of the match was them fighting all around the ringside area until cameraman went down. So Michaels freaking got out, followed by Taker, and of course Michaels got busted open on the outside. They demonstrated they can fight on top of the cell. Michaels took a tremendous bump from the freaking top of the cell to the table, not as intense as Mick Foley's was a year later. We'll get to that one eventually, shortly.
And yeah, well, he also didn't fucking chokeslam him through the damn cage either.
Yeah, Michaels got slammed on top of the cell. He's lucky the freaking cell didn't break right there. Right? It could have. Right? And then this all ended with a little debut that's not really important, but I think you heard of it. It was Kane's debut. Where Kane came out and
Isaac Yankem?
Yeah, it was Isaac Yankem coming out as Kane. Kane made his debut in this match. Costing Taker the
after
match.
The freaking video played of Paul Bearer, and then Paul Bearer came out and was literally saying, he's alive!
Yeah.
He has come back for vengeance!
You do that voice way too well, I swear to God. But yeah,
dude, that was the first fucking time I literally saw... Yeah, Kane kind of scared the shit out of me when I was a kid a little bit. But him just yanking off the fucking cage door like that?
The Hell in a Cell door. And freaking letting the pyro go off for the first time just to tombstone Taker, causing him the match. With Michaels picking up the win. Yeah, a lot of people would say that this is the greatest Hell in a Cell match of all time, and it's kind of hard to argue that point after what we just talked about. Oh yeah, and here's a little fun fact. The first ever Hell in a Cell match was a number one contenders match for the WWE title at Survivor Series. Where did Survivor Series of 97 take place? With Michaels as a challenger.
I keep getting screwed!
Yeah, I believe he went on to face Bret Hart that night, and nothing controversial happened whatsoever. So as far as Hell in a Cell match rankings go, where would I put this? Where would I put the first ever Hell in a Cell match? I'm debating, is it Hall of Fame or is it legendary? Right off the bat. What would you say?
I would say legendary.
Maybe teetering on Hall of Fame. I mean, it was a great... I mean, there was a couple better Hell in a Cell matches than this one, but that's why I'm just like, is it... I know it's high ranking, but where would he go?
I put it in legendary because it's the first.
I know a bunch of people would say it's Hall of Fame worthy, but there's some matches I feel that were better than that one. Just just by a small margin. It's not like a big margin.
It's not even that far from being Hall of Fame to me. It's like that freaking close to being freaking Hall of Fame. So it's like at the ass end of Hall of Fame, basically.
Okay.
If it was a little more better at that time,
yeah,
then yes, I would say it would be Hall of Fame. But it was very legendary from what it was.
Yep. So this one, for now, I know this is gonna piss.
Like, let's say that it was for the freaking title.
If it was for the WWE Championship, that would have changed people's perspective. But it was a number one contenders match instead.
Yes. That's what I'm saying. It's not
that takes away from the violence of the match at all. I'm just saying.
No, like I'm saying, it's not trash. It's not average. It's not okay, all right. It's legendary.
I'll put at the start of legendary, but if we feel like changing it to the end of Hall of Fame at the end, we'll do that.
I would say that just to keep it at legendary, because it's like at the ass end of it. Because for the time that it was.
So, yeah, anyway, moving on to the next one, because we got 52 more of these to talk about. Jesus. Long list.
Yes.
We got the second Hell in a Cell match that took place on an episode of Raw in June of '98. It was Kane and Mankind versus Taker and Austin, and this match was just used to build up to the Mankind and Taker match that would happen a few weeks later. The majority of the match was just Austin fighting Mankind and Kane on the outside of the cell, while Taker appeared from under the ring to beat the hell out of Paul Bearer inside the ring. And the match pretty much ended in a no contest when the feed got cut out when Austin was attacking Kane on the top of the cell.
Yeah.
Now, for the people in attendance, they have a definitive ending with Mankind with Taker and Austin winning, but since we didn't see that, it went down in history as a no contest. So, your thoughts on this one? It was just mostly used as an advertising match for both the main events at the 98 King of the Ring.
I would say all right for what it was. Or average.
I would say it was all right. I mean, yeah, seeing the evil, dastardly manager Paul Bearer getting his ass kicked by Taker in this cell was kind of funny, but that was like the only highlight there. Right?
Yeah.
So I would say, you say average, I'd kind of say it was all right for what it was. We would see better matches and we would say worse. What are you thinking?
I would say average. And a lot of people would disagree with me like you are.
I would just say it's all right, but if I feel, I'll put it in average for now because I don't want to debate this for like 20 minutes. But at the end, just like with the first Hell in a Cell match, if I feel like this should go in somewhere and all right at the end, I'll freaking I'll adjust it accordingly.
Yeah.
Next we got next.
Next we got next. You have to explain why.
Okay.
Next we got
do we really have to explain
Mankind and Undertaker?
Do we really have to explain why freaking Mankind and Taker's Hell in a Cell match goes on top of Hall of Fame? It's self-explanatory. Yeah. People know why already.
And I think WWE should put that match in the fucking Hall of Fame because fucking a person almost died. Not once, but twice.
Okay, fine. We'll briefly...
In the same fucking match!
Fine, we'll briefly explain this one. We'll briefly explain. It's like, Taker and Mankind make their entrances, start the match on top of the cell. Mankind gets thrown off the cell to the announce table. Looks like he was being taken back to the stretcher. No, he gets up, climbs the cell again, and gets chokeslammed through it. The ring wasn't gimmick, because that spot wasn't planned, so he landed on hard concrete. Basically. Lost his
because he went.
tooth.
Yeah, because he literally went through. He freaking. This is how it happened. Mankind and Taker go up the damn cage. Freaking Mankind attempted to throw Taker. Taker reversed it, threw him off. Luckily, he over-rotated, which saved his ass. Freaking lost his tooth in the freaking fall.
Yeah, when the chair that was falling with Mankind smacked him in the face on impact.
His freaking tooth was loosened at the fall with the freaking announce table, and then Taker's like in the back of it is like, "Is he dead?" And then he literally had to wait for a second until one of the crew's like, "He's fine."
Then Terry Funk got involved, had to buy Mick Foley more time, and then amazingly Mick Foley was able to fight back in the match despite having a separated shoulder.
Yeah, then he freaking climbs back up. He freaking gets chokeslammed through the damn steel, through the cage lid.
Yeah.
Freaking goes right through the damn mat.
Yeah.
And of course, there's a freaking chair there that after he hit the mat, the chair comes up and goes, "Revenge!"
And smashes him right in the face, thus fucking his teeth and having to go out through his nose. Right. And then, not to mention the thumbtacks. Of course, Mick Foley had to introduce thumbtacks into it. Despite being broken at that point.
The same night that he came out yet again in the main event.
Yeah. Mick Foley got slammed on the thumbtacks not once, but twice. The second time being chokeslammed on him, and then the match ended with Taker winning.
Yep.
Yeah, anything less than Hall of Fame is a disgrace for this match. But with Taker and Mankind here. And then, like you said, during the main event that happened literally after this one between Kane and Austin, Mankind still was able to come out and interfere in the match. After being in a freaking car wreck. Basically.
Yes.
Yep, sorry, that one goes on top of Hall of Fame. This is the match that you freaking show your non-wrestling friends, okay? Just for the violence in it. For that, and yeah, that's a reason why, right? So now, a couple months later, after Mick Foley was able to recover from that brutal Hell in a Cell, he decided, let's step in a Hell in a Cell match again, this time with Undertaker's brother Kane on Raw. Ugh. He just won't let it go, will he?
No.
Yeah, and this match was alright. Mick Foley, I remember starting the match off by trying to climb the cell, only for Taker on the outside, who was accompanying Kane at ringside, just yanked Mankind off the cell back to the announce table again. This time for the second cage. And then Jim Ross made the call saying, "It happened again!" Right?
Yeah, because fucking Taker grabbed him and basically threw his ass. He wasn't that high yet, but still, his freaking ass went right through the damn announce table.
Yep. Yeah, and then the match back in the ring was okay for what it was for a Raw match. Of course, there was thumbtacks involved and this time Kane went onto the thumbtacks, but the match ended in a no contest again, like back then these Raw Hell in a Cell matches did. When Austin came out from another ring or whatever and attacked Kane, and Undertaker couldn't touch Austin at this point because of the rivalry.
Yep.
That led into the SummerSlam of '98 pay-per-view. So, yeah, another one that ended in no contest, but was, I guess, okay for what it was. Your thoughts on it? Like, where should it go?
It was good. I'd say average to all right.
Well, we talked about one Raw Hell in a Cell match getting in a no contest, and you were like, it's at average. Might as well just put this one right next to it, I guess. At the ass end.
Yeah.
When it comes to two Raw Hell in a Cell matches back then that ended in a no contest, the first one's more memorable anyway.
Yes.
Because it led
That's
to
why I'm
that.
saying it was. That's why I was saying it's all right. Is average to all right.
So, hey, you want
some
to
people
know?
may have a different opinion. That good for you.
Yeah. So, you say the Hell in a Cell match with Kane and Mankind was average to all right. You know what Hell in a Cell match was not average to all right? Taker and Big Boss Man cell match from WrestleMania 15.
Oh God, the hanging.
That match sucked. From bell to
that
bell.
Wasn't even freaking planned originally. And then Then what happens? Vince Russo happened.
Yeah, I mean, this was when Taker was feuding with a corporate ministry. Why couldn't Taker just face Vince McMahon in a no-holds-barred match at WrestleMania instead? We don't know. But the fans weren't
because
into
Vince didn't want to face Taker at that time, so he had his lackeys do it.
Yeah, I mean, this was pretty much heel versus heel because this was corporate boss man versus ministry Taker. The match was slow, sluggish. Even Taker being busted open didn't really help anything. The match was only about 10 minutes long. Taker picked up the win, and the only reason why people remember this is because Taker hung Boss Man from the cell.
Which wasn't even freaking planned, like I said. It was Vince Russo that decided to put it in.
And your boy Michael Cole, for God's sake, man, sell the moment. Don't just see that and be like, oh my God, the boss man's hanging, he could be dead. What could this mean? Did you check out Access from last night? You didn't let the moment breathe, goddammit. Or did you check out the WrestleMania party? Here's some highlights after we just seen a man get murdered. Essentially. He didn't really get murdered. Boss man was wearing a harness, obviously, that the shit was connected to, but still.
Yeah, but his family, his little daughter at the time was there watching it, and then they had the interview, and then freaking Vince Russo was like, "Oh, his family was there? I didn't know. It was still good for the ratings." I'm like, "What an ass!"
Yeah, like, oh yeah, like like they really needed to do a ratings ploy for a WrestleMania show that's already been seen by millions. Okay. Yeah, I'm not a big fan of this, so there's my opinion. For that one, the first one in garbage. But what is your thoughts on that?
I'd say it was alright.
Oh, and if any of you guys are and if any of you guys want to know, this was Taker's 8th WrestleMania win. No one really cares, though.
It was alright for the match until the fucking hanging, which kind of ruined it.
The match was crap. It was slow and sluggish, and no one really cared.
Well, that's because it was two big bruisers going at each other.
Now, if they would have somehow waited to have Taker versus Mankind at WrestleMania 15 instead of King of the Ring, that would have been higher.
But it was all right. But like I said, everyone's opinion can differ from mine. The ending I just didn't care for when they hung him.
Yeah, I wonder what Vince Russo was thinking in the planning room during that. Hey, remember King of the Ring last? This was 1999. Vince Russo, I'm impersonating. Hey, remember when we had Mick Foley almost die in Hell in a Cell against Taker last year? Vince be like, yeah. Or McMahon be like, yeah. Why? Well, you know what would really spice up the Hell in a Cell match between Boss Man and Taker this year at Mania? Actually killing him. What the hell's wrong with... And for some reason, the insane Vince McMahon was like, okay! Any normal person would just look and be like, what the fuck's wrong with you? Kind of like what I say to you when you say something cringe.
Which will most likely happen.
Fine, I'm putting it at the ass end of all right, only because, well, you say it's all right, but if I feel like it's trash still at the end, it's trash. Even though we know at least one that's worse.
Everyone's opinion differs except for the 2019.
You and I can everyone can universally agree on that one.
I demand you to put it in trash now.
I'll put it in trash when we get to it, because I'm doing this in chronological order, no matter how painful it is. Right? Now we got Triple H versus Cactus Jack for the WWE title at No Way Out 2000 in their Hell in a Cell encounter.
The second time McFoley was tossed through the cell.
Yeah, and ironically, this was the first time the WWE Championship was defended in Hell in a Cell. So
yeah, it was title versus career.
Yeah, I mean, this match was brutal. Violent. The Hell in a Cell struck the door to the Hell in a Cell had a bunch of padlocks all over it, meaning you can't get out through the door, right?
Yeah. Well, they also didn't want Kane to bust through the damn door again.
Like he was gonna do that again. They didn't want to make.
All of a sudden, you just see Kane running down, and just yank off the door.
Yeah, they didn't want to make Foley. The story was they didn't want to make Foley to freaking get out of the or Cactus Jack to get out of the steel cage or the Hell in a Cell and jump on the freaking Triple H to the announce table or whatever.
Yeah, that really worked, didn't it?
That really worked. Not really, especially when Cactus Jack made a freaking big, giant, gaping hole in the freaking side of the cell structure and got out that way.
Yeah, because he took...
ripping his arm open in the process.
Because he took the freaking...
the steel steps and chucked it against the cell wall.
Well, he also took the bolt cutters.
Yeah.
He used bolt cutters to do it, and then he took the steel steps to... Because he cut where the camera hole was. And then he told the cameraman to move and took the steel chairs and chucked them.
Or steel steps and shucked them. Inadvertently creating a door in the wall, or a hole in the wall, right?
Yes.
Yeah, and when Mick Foley rushed his body right through it, you could tell he tore his fucking arm up doing that from the support beam on there. Stuck to it. It's probably why he has that big giant scar down his arm, but... right?
Yes.
But then those two fought on top of the cell, which included Triple H getting hit with barbed wire. 2x4 wrapped in barbed wire. Yeah, then Foley setting the barbed wire on fire, going for a pile driver on Triple H, only for Triple H to backdrop him through the cell, and Foley broke the ring on impact.
Now, he was going to set it on fire, but remember, Eric Bischoff came out and said, there's a fire code, we can't have you do that.
That was at Backlash of 04. Eric Bischoff was still working for WCW at this point. But either way, Triple H got back down. Mick Foley somehow had enough energy to get back up after that fall, only for Triple H to nail him with a pedigree and end Mick Foley's career with the 3 counts. Yeah. I thought this match was violent for what it was. Your thoughts on it? Oh, and Mick Foley retired and he never wrestled again.
Uh-huh.
Despite my Backlash 2004 reference that we just talked about.
Well, also he fought Randy Orton.
Yes, and then later he would fight Edge. And then Ric Flair. And then have a friggin' TNA championship run. This motherfucker didn't even retire in 2000. I feel that was a lie. By the way, that doesn't take away how great the Hell in a Cell match was with him and Triple H. So where would you put this? Because personally, I'm thinking either Hall of Fame or Legendary.
Legendary.
Yeah, I would say Legendary, but is it better than the first Hell in a Cell match, though?
Yes.
Yeah, I'll put it right there. All right. Oh, and speaking of insane Hell in a Cell matches, we got a 6-man Hell in a Cell match from Armageddon 2000 next.
Oh, God.
I know this match is known for that one spot in the match where Taker freaking pretty much
threw Rikishi
off the top of the cell onto the truck bed. Right? But there was
because no one else is stupid enough to go up on the top with Taker. Yeah. Rikishi's like, okay, I'll do it.
Yeah, and then
wrong choice there, Buckaroo.
Yeah, there was other spots like havoc all around the ringside area in the cell between all 6 men here.
The fucking shark faces of Angle, Rock, and Austin.
Yeah, when Rikishi went down and landed in the truck bed. I bet all of them were thinking, glad that wasn't me.
They looked up. You could literally see them look up and then back down. Up, back down. They're like,
shit. Right?
Yeah.
Yeah, and then there was spots before that one where Vince McMahon came out with a truck to get the dang cell door off, and then him being stopped by Mick Foley be like, you ain't dismantling this cell match. Right?
Yeah, because McMahon didn't want the main event of that 6-man to be in a Hell in a Cell.
Yeah, but either way, and then they all fought out there in the ringside area. Hell, Austin's head went bashing into the friggin' window of the truck, busting him open at one point.
Yeah.
And then Angle gave Taker a nasty-looking chair shot at the ringside area that we know. Right? Busting him open as well.
Yeah.
And of course, the aforementioned spot when Angle, Taker, and Rikishi are on the top of the cell, and Angle's like, fuck this, I'm climbing down. And that's when we saw it. Right?
Yeah, because we wanted to freaking have Taker throw Angle off, and Angle's like, I ain't doing that shit.
Yeah, and then, of course, after some back and forth, it ended when Angle got a sneaky pin on the Rock to retain the title. Only for Austin to come back and stun Angle to end the freaking segment or the match, post-match. Right, just in the fans' home happy. Your thoughts on this? Like, where should it go?
I'd say legendary.
There was a lot of chaotic moments, and that was just us scratching the surface. So,
yeah.
I mean, we reviewed Armageddon 2000, so we know how crazy that match was.
Yes.
Yeah, I'd probably put it between...
Rikishi was the only brave soul to fucking do it, but he regretted it afterwards.
He goes, yeah, that truck bed was fucking hard, despite it having hay in the back. Right?
Yeah, there were crash pads there that he missed, too, and luckily he hit the hay.
Yep. So now and now in 2001, there was no Hell in a Cell match, so now we're at 2002. The first of 2 Hell in a Cell matches that took place that year was Triple H versus Chris Jericho from Judgment Day. An underrated gym, if you ask me. Right?
Yeah.
I mean, it was violent, brutal at one point. Hell, at one point, Jericho took a freaking ladder out only to get met with a chair shot and the ladder went crashing on top of him. I'm like, that's a brutal spot that never gets talked about. Damn. Right?
Yeah.
And of course, this is the match where referee Tim White got injured, thus putting an end to his career as a referee. Right?
This was the event that fucking put the end of his career. He got fucking crushed by a ladder.
No, he got rammed into the cell twice, 3 times, whatever, and separated his shoulder.
Well, first, he got crushed by a fucking ladder. Second, he got ran into the freaking, because he couldn't get out of the way.
Yep.
Well, first he got crushed by Jericho when he got thrown into the steel. Then he got crushed by freaking Triple H twice.
Yep. Yeah, and then freaking Jericho and Triple H made their way onto the outside. Where
not a lack of Tim White trying to get out of there. He just didn't move fast enough for the last 2 times.
Yeah, and then freaking Jericho and Triple H fought each other on the outside, including freaking the Spanish now stable getting fucked up, right?
Yep.
Of course, then Jericho made his way up to the top after Triple H revealed, "Look what I got, it's barbed wire." Right?
Yes.
So Jericho went to the top of the cell, Triple H followed him, and long story short, after some back and forth on the cell, which included Jericho logging the walls of Jericho onto Triple H on top of the cell, Triple H was able to get out of the submission hold, took the 2x4 with barbed wire on it, nailed Chris Jericho in the head with it, and the barbed wire stuck in his head for a couple seconds where he had to rip it right out of his head.
Yeah, he got hit by Mick Foley's Barbie.
Yeah, and the barbed wire stuck in Jericho's head for a couple seconds where Triple H had to yank it out of his head. Right?
Yeah.
And it ended with Triple H nailing a pedigree on Jericho on top of the cell and getting the pinfall. The first and only Hell in a Cell match where the match ended on the outside of the ring. Or should we say, in this case, on top of the cell. Yeah, your thoughts. So, to me, it's underrated. Not a whole lot of people talk about it. It was violent for what it was, but I would say it's more on the ass end of legendary or beginning of average. Your thoughts?
Average.
And that's no fault of those two. I'm just saying there was better cell matches than that one. Don't get me wrong, their match was violent indeed. Just not talked about enough as it should be. All right?
Yeah.
Would I say it's better than the 2 Raw matches? Yes. Right?
Yeah.
And now we have the W title match, Hell in a Cell match between The Undertaker and Brock Lesnar from No Mercy 2002.
Put it at the top.
No, before I put it in Hall of Fame, let's talk about it.
At the Hall of Fame.
Now, before we put in Hall of Fame, let's talk about why this match deserves to be in the Hall of Fame. Well, one, it was the first Hell in a Cell match where the match took place completely inside the ring area. So yeah, no one escaped to go outside the ring at this point. Right?
Yeah.
Well, then again, the Boss Man Taker match had the same thing, but no one cares about that one. Right?
Mm-hmm.
It's like Paul Heyman outside on the back, causing antics, got hit in the face, but Taker with a big boot. Paul Heyman got busted open on the outside. Lesnar got busted open, had the shit beaten out of him for like 5 minutes straight. Taker came in this match with a broken hand, so he had a cast on his fucking hand. Which Lesnar eventually used his advantage by smashing a steel chair into it while Taker's hand was draped up against a cell wall. That was a disturbing visual in its own right. Alright?
Well, Taker, this is how I see it, because Taker came in with a previous injury, then he got his hand broken again by the freaking steel chair when he got it smashed on SmackDown for protecting Stephanie.
Yeah.
Then Lesnar, Brock, and Heyman tried to have Undertaker without the damn cast because they were saying he was using it as a weapon. That didn't fly.
Which that didn't work at all. Yeah, and then during the matchup, after a good back and forth, Brock Lesnar easily was able to lift up the steel stairs after he took Taker's cast off during the match. And he nailed Taker right in the head for it, and Taker started bleeding buckets. Badly. Right?
Yes, but it was also just straight off the WWE draft after Taker went to SmackDown from going to Raw because Eric Bischoff wasn't using him correctly.
Yep, and even during that spot when Taker got busted open, even Taz on commentary goes, he's got a goddamn hole in his head. Which basically that's what it looked like. Right?
Yeah.
Of course, after a good battle back and forth, a brutal one there, match ended when Lesnar countered the tombstone into the F5 to win the match. This violent match and retain the title. Your thoughts on where should it go? Oh, I don't even have to ask that. Right.
Yes.
Now we got Kevin Nash versus Triple H for the world title with Mick Foley as a referee. This was a freaking brutal battle in its own right, too. Right?
Yeah, but it seemed average to me.
I mean, how can you look at a spot where how can you look at the spot where Nash was freaking performed the snake eyes on the Triple H on the barbed wire in the corner, and you're like, it's average. That looked brutal as fuck. Right? How would you like your head to be just free falling into barbed wire? I don't think you'd be happy about that. Right? And then Triple H using a wooden freaking pallet to smash freaking Kevin Nash in the head with, along with a knee and a screwdriver as a weapon. Along with a freaking hammer and a screwdriver as a weapon.
I was kidding. It's fucking legendary. Wasn't serious when I said it was average.
I know, but it gave us that bit.
I was like, it was average. I have to spice up your video somehow.
It was average. Nah, it was legendary at the very least. And then Mick Foley getting busted open after smashing against the cage, and him getting some revenge on Triple H that he built up for like 3 years. Yeah, right?
Yeah.
But in the end, after a long, grueling battle, freaking Triple H retained after a pedigree to Nash. And Foley reluctantly counted the 3 count, but he did what he was said he was going to do.
Mm-hmm.
I think this match was, I'm not saying it was average, but I would agree, probably behind Shawn and Taker for legendary.
Yeah.
It's not the first Hell in a Cell match that people think of when they think of Hell in a Cell either, but it's up there. For me, if I had a top 10, I believe this would probably be like number 6 or 7.
Well, the number one that everyone talks about is fucking Mankind versus Taker and the bloody ass fucking Hell in a Cell match that they had.
Yep. Oh, and now we have the longest Hell in a Cell match in WWE history to date, and that's Triple H versus Shawn Michaels. It started off good, started off violent, then it just became a little bit boring for my taste, despite the weapon spots.
Yeah.
I mean, it's so boring just talking about this match. Your dog's like, I'm gonna distract you from the boredism that is that match. Right? I mean, long Hell in a Cell matches doesn't mean that it's better. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And of course, after about 48 grueling minutes or however long it was, freaking Triple H got the win with the pedigree. After weapon shots, ladder spots, table spots, all the 9 yards. They threw everything at each other except the kitchen sink. But it felt like a slog to even get through, even for a fan growing up like myself. I would probably put this either at the ass end of legendary or at the start of average.
Average.
I think your dog would agree. Average. Right?
She just wants attention.
So, remember the barbed wire steel chair?
Yeah.
Well, we're about to talk about that match. It was we're talking about the Hell in a Cell between Triple H and Batista here. This match was brutal and bloody in its own right. And Batista ended Triple H's reign of terror here for good. At this point, right? To retain the title. Yeah, and it was a bloody affair in its own right. Triple H actually losing Hell in a Cell match for the first time in 5 years at that point.
Yeah.
So, yeah, I mean, it was a brutal, violent affair, but if I remember correctly, I mean, we had better Hell in a Cell matches than this, but it was still noteworthy. I would say average to legendary for this one.
I say
the barbed wire chair actually helps it a bunch, okay? Because even at the time, everyone was shocked.
Legendary.
Yeah. Because no one was expecting a barbed wire wrapped steel chair to come out and be used as a weapon.
Yeah, that was Barbie 2.0.
And I know there's other brutal violent spots in that match, too. That's why it's under legendary, right?
Yeah.
Trying to go through this fairly quickly. Next, we got Randy Orton and Undertaker's Hell in a Cell match from Armageddon of 05.
That's legendary for its own fucking reason.
Yeah, I mean, Taker returned after having the casket burned the month prior to this. Stalking Orton's here, both Orton's here, mostly Randy Orton here. Orton was busted up, bleeding hella bad. Cowboy Bob Orton also got busted open, and there's the whole controversy of the Hep C situation from this match. That Taker didn't find out until later from Bob Orton. He was pissed, right?
Yeah.
And of course, in the end, Taker got the win with a tombstone after a brutal, violent affair, which saw chair shots, table spots, other weapon spots. You know, the whole 9 yards, too, like you would expect in a Hell in a Cell.
Yeah, this all came off of after Orton literally ran after he freaking got beat by Taker. He literally ran him into the freaking sign, then set the car on fire.
Yeah.
And then he went to Survivor Series, won the Survivor Series for his team. And then what happens? Taker shows up.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
And also, this was also Taker's revenge because he busted Orton up the hard way.
Yeah, with a brutal chair shot to the head.
Yeah, because Randy hit him hard, and then he's like, "Oh, that's why." What?
So yeah, Orton got fucked up that night. But yeah, I would probably put this at legendary. I know we're putting a lot of these brutal Hell in a Cell matches at legendary, but was it
not all brutal? Because there's some that were brutal that went like the Boss Man. That was kind of brutal. That was all right to just straight up trash, and then the other ones that were in all right, the other ones that are in average were basically just all right to average.
So yeah, I'm putting it in front of the Batista Triple H match. But both were good for what they were. They're about the same. Both the Hell in a Cell matches from 05.
Yeah.
Oh, great. Now we go to that handicapped Hell in a Cell match from Unforgiven 06. Where it was Triple H versus the McMahons and Big Show. Yeah, I can pretty much sum this match up in one sentence. Vince McMahon tossed Big Show salad.
You mean it was D-Generation X versus the McMahons and Big Show, not just Triple H.
I said DX.
It was Triple H and Show. You said Triple H.
Well, whatever. It was DX versus the McMahons and Big Show. Like I said, I can sum this match up with one statement, one sentence. McMahon tossed Big Show salad. There, is that what you want to hear? He was punching Big Show's fart box. In other words, McMahon had his face shoved up Big Show's ass at the end of this violent affair, where DX pretty much dominated for the most part.
That wasn't even planned. The plan was for them to have Triple H and Shawn Michaels kiss his ass, but instead, Triple H and Shawn Michaels, knowing how they were, they freaking reversed that and said, "Oh, you want?" They're like, "Okay." Pulled down. And Big Show was literally fucking embarrassed. He's like, "Yeah, that was an embarrassing time in my career."
Yeah. Fine. Fine, I'll put it at the end of the Hall of Fame. I'm not putting it. The Lesnar Taker match was slightly better. For those people who are a fan of this match, they're lucky. So now we got Batista. They're lucky I don't put that in garbage. Lord have mercy on my eyes.
Fucking Hall of Fame more than you know it.
What is up with this website? Well, okay. Whatever, I can't freaking adjust any freaking ones from the Hall of Fame tier because it won't let me pick it up. Okay.
Huh?
Whatever, that's the order we have them in anyway. I don't care, but we go on to Hell in a Cell match in 2007 at Survivor Series between Batista and Taker. This one was a freaking hard-hitting affair. It was the last bloody Hell in a Cell match before the PG era took over.
Yeah.
And the match ended with Taker nailing Batista with a tombstone on the steel steps, only for Edge disguised as a cameraman to come out, beat the hell out of both Taker and Batista, and pretty much he put Batista's prone body over Taker. So Batista won that way via screwy finish.
Yeah.
After a brutal like 15 to 20 minute match that took place earlier before the interference. Yeah, where does this go? I would say between all right to average. I've seen this match live on pay-per-view too. In case you were wondering.
I would say average.
Yeah, we've seen better Hell in a Cell matches than that. I would say behind Jericho and Triple H. What would you say?
Yeah.
Yep. And now we have the first Hell in a Cell match to take place during the PG era, and that was Taker versus Edge at SummerSlam 08. Yeah, and at first Edge was really bummed out that they couldn't have blood in this match. They're like, how can we tell a story in Hell in a Cell with no blood?
That was the one with Vicky Guerrero was getting revenge on Edge.
Yes. Of course, there was several freaking weapon spots and no headshots, I don't believe. Edge speared Taker through the Hell in a Cell at one point, and they fought around ringside and through the announce table. Of course, Taker won with a tombstone at the end, and then Taker, right when he was leaving, just looked back at Edge. He goes, "I'm not done with you," and then proceeds to choke slam Edge through the ring into hell.
Yes.
Thus closing out SummerSlam with Edge literally burning in hell. Where should this go?
I say legendary because of the build up for it. Because the thing is that Edge had Vicky fire Taker, and then Edge cheated on Vicky, which was brought to light by Triple H.
Yeah, and who did freaking Edge cheat on Vicky with? The marriage counselor. The marriage counselor, who would later years turn out to be Alicia Fox. Anyway, funny how that works.
Yes.
Just like Daniel Bryan's therapist is now women's champion. Figure that one out. Right?
And she's married to Matt Cardona.
Yes. But anyway, I would say probably a visual of Edge burning with the flames, which he was just under the ring with the pyro shooting up, was a good visual, though.
Yeah.
And the match was okay for what it was. Yeah, I'm putting this at the ass end of legendary. The other matches that were before it in this category I thought were better.
Yeah, I just put it in legend because of the build up for it.
Mm-hmm. So yep, that ends the freaking first quarter of freaking Hell in a Cell matches taking place on regular pay-per-views. Now we go into the era of Hell in a Cell pay-per-views now. I think there's going to be a lot of average to all right now going forward, to be honest.
And trash.
And trash. Starting with the next three Hell in a Cell matches took place at the first ever Hell in a Cell pay-per-view. And the first one we're going to be talking about is Taker versus CM Punk for the world title. Inside the Hell in a Cell structure. This match was really freaking short, like 10 freaking minutes. And it was mostly Taker dominating Punk, with Punk getting very low offense in. If I remember correctly.
I'd say average.
And yes, Taker won his final world championship in this match, but it wasn't nothing to write home about. It wasn't like a 5-star back and forth contest. If I remember correctly. Right?
Yeah.
I would say about average. Like, right there. At least the match had a definitive ending. Right?
Yeah.
And then we got Cena versus Randy Orton for the WWE Championship in their first Hell in a Cell meeting in 2009. As part of their never-ending 2009 feud.
Well, it was just Cena's feud with the Edge 2.0 because they never had an ending either.
Exactly. And yeah, this match didn't really need a Hell in a Cell stipulation. They only did because a bunch of Cena and Orton's matches around this time had a stipulation. So, once again, and Orton may have won this match. I don't care. No, the reason Orton won is because, like, we gotta have him face in the next pay-per-view. Which is what they did, so freaking... So freaking... This one's on average. Or alright.
I'd say alright.
Fine, I'm gonna say alright for their first Cell match. Ugh. And then we got DX versus Cody Rhodes and Ted DiBiase Jr. or Legacy, which was the main event of the 2009 Hell in a Cell pay-per-view. That's right, in 2009 we had 3 Hell in a Cell matches in one night. That's overkill.
I'd say it was alright again. Well, ass end of average, beginning of alright.
It's about the only thing I can remember of this match was the ending when freaking Triple H and Triple H freaking used a sledgehammer on Rhodes around the same time. At the same time, Michael super kicked him.
Yes.
And who knew that Cody Rhodes would go on and have one of the best Hell in a Cell matches, but this one wasn't it. Right?
Yes.
Fine, I'll put it on average right there. Fuck it. Put in front of the Orton and Cena versus Cell match.
That's what I'm saying. It's on the ass end of average, but at the beginning of alright.
Yep. And then we move on to 2010's Hell in a Cell, which the next 2 matches we're about to talk about, I think, are from that event. And that was, first one is Randy Orton defending the world title against Sheamus, or the WWE title against Sheamus. I'm gonna be honest with you, I haven't seen that match in so fucking long, I forgot that it even existed.
I remember it.
Yeah, and what do you remember from the Sheamus and Orton Cell match?
Fucking Sheamus bro kicking the goddamn door off.
Okay.
Because he was gonna, bro kick Orton in the goddamn head.
Yep. So, yeah, and I know Randy Orton won this to retain the WWE Championship. Where would you put this versus the other Cell matches we talked about?
Average.
I'm inclined to believe it's been a while since I last seen it. But where an average?
Middle.
What about there?
Yeah.
Okay, this one I do remember seeing a while back, and it was the Taker and Kane Cell in a Cell match. You know, the one that could have been better if it was done like 10 years prior to this, but that wasn't the case. And of course, the ending came when Paul Bearer
Undertaker
came
was
out.
getting revenge for Kane taking him out.
Yes. And the end of this one came when Taker had the advantage. Paul Bearer came out, shining the light from there on into Taker's face, betraying him, and Kane won after Tombstone. So Kane Tombstone the Undertaker in Hell in a Cell match, and not once but twice in his career.
Yes.
And Kane retained the world title here. I would have to say between all right to average.
I'd say, yeah, it was all right.
I would just say at the top all right, because at least they attempted to tell the story. They kept in line with their friggin' lore, I guess.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, and a match I totally freaking didn't even watch, didn't even realize it happened, or didn't really care about at the time, was Mark Henry defending the world title against Randy Orton in Hell in a Cell. From what I heard, that match didn't even need to be a Hell in a Cell match.
It didn't, but it was brutal. It was average. It was so brutal, but average.
Yeah, I mean, I really have no thoughts on it, because it's one I don't remember even watching, and if I did, I don't remember it. Right?
Oh, I do.
And no, I didn't do research and watch these matches before I freaking did this list. I'm going by pure memory here, because I've seen most, if not all of these. Right? Already.
Yep.
Fine, but where in all right would you put it?
Mm-hmm. There.
What, here?
Yeah.
Hey. We only got 3 for Hall of Fame, and the rest are like legendary. We have nothing in garbage yet.
It'll be going.
Oh, that'll change soon enough. Yeah, that'll change soon enough. You know what I'm talking about. Right?
Yes.
Then we got... Yeah, and then we have also from Hell in a Cell 2011. That's where the Orton and Mark Henry match took place in. We had Cena versus Punk versus Del Rio in a triple threat Hell in a Cell, which Del Rio won to win.
That was garbage.
And,
that was fucking.
Even though everybody wanted CM Punk to win or Cena to win, they chose Del Rio to win.
Yeah, that was garbage.
Of course, it wouldn't be all bad, because about a month later at Survivor Series, Del Rio would lose the championship to CM Punk. And what would CM Punk do with the title afterwards? Hold on to it for like friggin' a year and a half. Alright? So, you would say this is garbage?
Yes.
Our first one in garbage! Holy shit. Technically, it should be the second one in garbage, but...
Put it back.
Most people would agree with me. You're not like most people, though. For some reason, you like cringe matches.
Because it makes you suffer.
Oh, so next we got from 2012. We got 2 Hell in a Cell matches from 2012 that surprisingly took place on different events instead of just Hell in a Cell pay-per-view.
Yeah.
First one being End of an Era, Triple H versus Taker with Michaels as a referee.
Hall of Fame. There's no fuck. Dude, those two threw the whole fucking kitchen sink at each other.
Yep.
Well, technically, we should have the Michaels versus Taker in the Hall of Fame too for that when they had their second encounter in Hell in a Cell.
You mean their first encounter? They only faced each other once in Hell in a Cell. Wait, so you'd put the first Hell in a Cell match in Hall of Fame now? Compared to the rest of this garbage.
No, it's their second. They had another one. They had WrestleMania at a Hell in a Cell.
No, they only had Triple H and Taker fought. The closest they had to a WrestleMania was with Michaels as a referee. I did research on this shit.
You just said you didn't do research, so you contradicted yourself.
I didn't watch all the matches. I know how many there were, though. How do you think I put this goddamn shit together?
That doesn't matter. You did your research.
We, the people, are half-assed. Right? But yeah.
No, the first one is still in legendary to me.
Yeah, I think this fucking tier is locked or something. I don't know. Yeah, whatever. Fuck it. I don't care. But either way, that's an Hall of Fame. Yes. I'm not even going to have the Hall of Fame in any specific order. Whatever. That's an Hall of Fame. Right? If it's Hall of Fame, it's Hall of Fame.
Yes.
So now we got... Oh, God. We have CM Punk versus Ryback for the WWE title to talk about. That match sucked.
Garbage.
And what made things worse, Vince was thinking about having friggin' Ryback actually take the title after pushing Ryback for nearly a year. Only for Brad Maddox to low blow Ryback and give CM Punk a cheap win.
Garbage.
So far, this match, I believe so. The Ryback Punk match so far has the number one spot in garbage. Of course, that reign won't last for very long, but,
No.
You know what? We go to 2013 now. And you know what? We gotta talk about it. You know how everyone thought the Ryback versus CM Punk W title match from 2012 was shit, right?
Oh, God, no, not this one, no!
So what do we gotta do to spice it up? Hey, let's make it a handicap match with Paul Heyman as Ryback's partner. That's exactly what they did, where Paul Heyman spent the majority of this match on top of this L. With Punk getting the win here.
Heyman turned on Punk, joined Ryback.
Yep.
Garbage.
I can just see the cringe on your face, like, no, not this match. Fuck.
Garbage! Put it in fucking garbage!
It's on the same tier as the fucking first encounter. Pretty much, they might as well just had this be Ryback versus Punk 2.0 at this point.
Yeah, that was a horrible match.
Yeah, and doesn't get much better later on at Hell in a Cell 2013 when we had the main event of Randy Orton versus Daniel Bryan with Michaels as a referee. In another controversial ending where Michael screwed Bryan out of the title. Thus, the age of Orton and the authority angle continued. You're like, I'm contemplating how shit that was. Alright?
It was decent. It was alright. For the match itself until the very end, it was alright. Ass end of alright.
Did it even need to be a Hell in a Cell match? You're like, no, it didn't.
No, it didn't.
But then again, you could say Ryback versus Punk didn't need to be a Hell in a Cell match either. All those were awful.
Neither did fucking Del Rio versus Cena versus Punk.
That could have been a regular triple threat and it would have been just alright. Right?
Yes.
So I'm putting the Orton and Bryan match at the end of alright. Screw it. Right?
Yes.
Oh, and then we go on to 2014, and the first match we gotta talk about from that year was, hey, Cena versus Orton 2 in Hell in a Cell, with the winner being the number one contender for Brock's title.
That I would put actually in legendary because they actually had a very good match that night.
Yeah, so you think it's better than their first encounter from 2009?
Yes.
I don't remember too much from the match. I do remember Cena winning, though, and getting the win. Of course, that Of course, he would not get his title match until the following January's Royal Rumble, which they added Seth Rollins to, which Seth Rollins versus Lesnar versus Cena is the only good match from Royal Rumble 2015. We already discussed that on our Royal Rumble's winner list, I believe. Why that shit was bad.
Yes.
Fine, you want to put out fucking legendary or average?
Legendary.
Ass end. Alright.
It told a story of what was going on, because it was kind of like the end of their rivalry, but not really the end of their rivalry.
Yep. So also from 2014, we got Seth Rollins versus Dean Ambrose in that Hell in a Cell match. A match that everyone wanted to see Ambrose win. Only for a screwy finish to happen. After those two were battling each other on top of the cell, on the side of the cell, both went crashing through tables. And after some back and forth violent action in the ring, which violent action to PG standards, by the way, the match ended when Ambrose had everything under control, and then we see some spooky imagery in the ring, or a ghost appear in the ring, and then Bray Wyatt attacked Ambrose, allowing Rollins to pick up the win. Fuck. Right? And no offense to the late great Bray Wyatt, but did he really need to interfere in this match? Right?
I'm sorry for a Dean Ambrose match, but that was fucking utter trash.
Yeah, and that's what opened up the door for the Ambrose and Wyatt rivalry. Also, that we had to end 2014 with. So, yeah, in my opinion, it wasn't that good. It was either at the end of average or garbage. To me. What do you say?
I thought it was absolute fucking trash, but like I said, everyone's opinion is different.
Yeah. I'm only putting this at the ass end of alright because, let's face it.
There was a decent match.
I mean, let's face it.
Just the ending sucked.
I mean, let's face it, when it comes to Seth Rollins' second Hell in a Cell match that we're going to be talking about, it makes the one with Ambrose look like freaking Taker and fucking Foley.
Yeah.
That's why I'm like, I'm putting that one at the end of freaking alright. Yeah, the ending didn't need to be there, but it's not a match I would go back and watch again. Right?
No.
I've seen worse. Oh, and speaking of Bray Wyatt, now we got to go to 2015, and we got to talk about a Hell in a Cell match I'd totally forgotten about. Bray Wyatt versus Roman Reigns. The big dog. I don't even remember this taking place, do you?
Yes.
Yeah, I know we kind of touched up on the Reigns and Wyatt feud during the 2015 SummerSlam review.
This is a continuation of the feud with Ambrose, but instead he went after Reigns with it.
I mean, I know this is probably a continuation of the Reigns and Wyatt feud started at, what, SummerSlam 2015 that we reviewed, but I totally forgot they had a Hell in a Cell match.
It was average. It was actually a pretty decent match for what it was.
Mm-hmm.
That's coming from someone that does not like Roman Reigns whatsoever.
I know. I was about to point that out, which is a shocker. You're shocking even yourself right now with your words. Right? And yeah, Roman Reigns won that match, but fine, I'll put it there between Orton and Sheamus and Punk and Taker. Or something. Or where do you think it really goes here?
Fine.
Okay. And then, speaking of 2015 Hell in a Cell, now we get to talk about the second encounter between Taker and Lesnar.
Trash.
The one at the very end where freaking Brock Lesnar freaking destroyed the ring canvas and F5 Taker onto it.
Well, average.
To me, their first encounter in 2002 was better. By a long shot.
Yes.
I would say, and I know a lot of people like their second encounter. I like their first encounter better, so.
Like, I could think it's average. You could think it's all right. Everyone's opinion's different.
Okay, fine. I'll just put at the top of all right for now.
Except the 18-second squash at WrestleMania for Daniel Bryan versus Sheamus. That was Hall of Fame worthy.
No, it wasn't, and you know it. Shut up.
No.
No.
Yes.
You're the only one who thinks that. Everyone else is just like me and is like, that match was shit.
That match was great.
Anyway, can we go on to the next one here, which is Undertaker versus Shane McMahon's WrestleMania 32 encounter inside Hell in a Cell as well. Remember the lockbox? No one talks about the lockbox. That was part of the build of this story, this match, right?
It was okay.
And they only did this because of Shane McMahon wanting to dive off the top of the Hell in a Cell, which he did through the announcer's table. Taker won the match. Can we move on? Right?
It's all right.
Yeah, it was.
It wasn't trash.
I don't even think it was average. It just felt there to be there, which is something you shouldn't say about a Hell in a Cell match. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So I would say it was all right. Jesus. All right.
Yeah.
And then we got Roman Reigns versus Rusev for the U.S. title inside Hell in a Cell.
Garbage.
Okay, can you recall, for this match up here, I literally had to look up images just to see if this match actually existed. It does.
Yes.
Is there any other spot in this match besides freaking Rusev using the accolade on Roman's using a freaking steel chain that you can think of?
Roman went for the spear. Freaking Rusev hit him with a chain and then wrapped the chain around his neck and did the accolade. Garbage.
Which, yes, that was like the only like brutal looking spot in the match. The rest of it, not so much.
Garbage.
Oh, and it doesn't get any better from here, I can guarantee you.
Oh, I know. 2019 is coming.
Oh, I know. That's coming up. I think this was 2016 right now. Was it worse? Was it worse than
Did it really need to be a Hell in a Cell? No.
Was it worse than the Ryback Punk matches?
Yes.
Fine, it's going on top of garbage right here then. Fuck. All right.
If you want, we'll review it.
Do I look like someone that's desperate to review that match just to see how bad it is? I don't even remember watching it live, and if I did, I totally fucking spaced it over the last decade. Right?
You would understand why I said it was fucking garbage.
And then we have freaking Seth Rollins against Kevin Owens for the Universal Championship. Okay, this match.
Right, for what it was.
Okay, if I remember correctly, that match was decent compared to Reigns and Rusev.
Yes. That's why I say it's all right.
I mean, it's all right.
But your opinion is different from mine.
I mean, if I remember correctly, it was a good back and forth match, but the ending it was a good back and forth, kind of like a little bit of a violent affair between the two. But then Jericho interfered, costing Seth Rollins a match and the Universal title.
Man, that's what I'm saying. It was all right for the encounter. Yeah, it was all right.
So yeah, it was all right. So I'll just for the encounter, I'll say it's all right. Probably better than the Rhodes and better than the Legacy and DX tag match.
Yeah.
Better than the Taker and Kane encounter, though.
Yeah.
I think the Kane and Taker match was slightly better. In my opinion, right?
Yes.
And then we have also the main event from Hell in a Cell 2016, the first ever women's Hell in a Cell match that saw Charlotte Flair face Sasha Banks for the, I believe,
average.
Raw Women's title.
It was average.
Yeah, and the match started off hot with freaking Charlotte Flair doing what no one's done before, and that's attack her opponent before the cell's lowered all the way. Right?
Yes.
Taking the fight to the outside of the ring before the cell could freaking finish lowering. I remember that, but wasn't this the one that was remembered for Charlotte Flair trying to put Sasha Banks to a table and the table refused to break?
Yes.
On like 3 different occasions, back to back,
Yes.
and eventually Charlotte's like, fuck this, and improv the end to win.
Yes.
Yeah. But besides,
this is when she busted out her figure 8 submission.
Yeah. For me personally, I would say it was either average to all right, in my opinion. The table spot could have. If the table spot cooperated, it would have been better. Instead, it was just.
We could put it on the ass end of average if you want.
I'm just saying, if the table spot was actually able to be pulled off, it probably would have been better.
Fucking cooperated like it was supposed to, I would say it would be legendary because that was their first encounter.
The first women's Hell in a Cell match in WWE history.
Yes.
But that's not what we got. So I would say ass end of average. It could have been better, right?
Yes.
Oh, and then we have your boys, the New Day, defending the SmackDown titles against the Usos in 2017. Okay, you gotta admit, the creative spot was when the freaking New Day trapped, I believe, Jimmy Uso against the corner of the cell with the kendo sticks being like, yeah, Uso penitentiary right here. You can't go nowhere.
Yeah.
Which I thought was a creative spot in that match. Remembering it back.
I'd say all right to average.
And of course, the Usos won the titles after a good grueling match, I believe, with splashes to the table or something. It's been a while since I've seen the match myself. But I would say probably average. Like about right there.
Yeah.
Yep. And then still in 2017, we have Shane McMahon versus Kevin Owens, because Shane McMahon can't stop jumping off of the cell.
Garbage.
Through a table.
Garbage.
And the only reason why Kevin Owens got out of the way at the end of that match was Sami Zayn helped him out.
Garbage.
And of course, if you're wondering, Owens got the win there.
What are you garbage, for God's sake? God damn!
I have a feeling you're going to be yelling that a lot within the next couple of entries. I thought it was okay, but I feel that strongly. Fuck, you don't need to yell at me any longer. This would eventually freaking go to WrestleMania 34, though.
Yeah, they had a better match, but
that Daniel Bryan was also involved in. But yeah. Oh yeah, and then we go on to 2018, the first Hell in a Cell match of 2018. Here that we're going to talk about 2 of them. We got Jeff Hardy versus Randy Orton. I can sum this up with one sentence. I remember
it was all right.
I can sum this up with one sentence. Orton used a screwdriver to twist Jeff Hardy's ear.
All right.
That was a cringe to see. Of course, the ending came when Orton was laid on the table and Jeff was swinging from the freaking pillar at the top of the cell for a big splash, only for Orton to move out of the way and Jeff went crashing to the table.
He went for a swinging swanton.
Yeah, which obviously that he did not hit. He missed it.
Yes.
But
It was alright.
Orton picked up the win. I would say, Jesus Christ, I would say it was alright. Ugh. There you go. Right? And with Jeff Hardy being the extreme freaking charismatic superstar that he is over the years, it's funny how he's only been in one Hell in a Cell match in his career.
The Enigma?
Yeah, you think Jeff Hardy would have been in more than just one. Am I right?
Well, he's been in Ultimate X cage matches through his career when he was in TNA for when he got released.
Yeah. Oh, and by the way, I know the Seth Rollins and Fiend Hell in a Cell match from 2019 gets a lot of hate from the fans, rightfully so. I'm not going to argue. How come no one talks about the Braun Strowman Reigns Hell in a Cell match with Foley as a referee that also ended in a no contest? After Brock Lesnar interfered and destroyed everyone.
Garbage.
And Foley was like, I don't know what to do. We can't continue. Despite me taking a lot worse beatings in this structure than this.
Garbage. Put it in the garbage.
And this was Braun Strowman's Money in the Bank cash-in, too. That sucked. Right?
Garbage!
Fine. For now, it's temporarily going on top of garbage. At least the Reigns and Rusev match actually had a finish. Oh, then we go to Becky Lynch versus Sasha Banks from Hell in a Cell 2019. The only good Hell in a Cell match from that dang show that was good and back and forth. And actually told the story it needed to tell.
Wasn't this also the one where she turned heel?
No, not that I remember correctly. Of course, this was the one where she had Becky or Sasha Banks sitting in the chair in the freaking corner of the cell and delivered a dropkick to her. That spot. And then, table spots. Becky Lynch got the win by submission. We reviewed this about a year or two ago. So it was a good show. This was the only best Hell in a Cell match that night.
I'd say average.
Yeah, might as well be legendary Hall of Fame compared to the next one we're about to talk about from that same show. Average, where an average, probably about there. Hey, it's your favorite match that you've been talking about all video coming up now.
Put it in the fucking trash.
The Fiend versus Seth Rollins' Hell in a Cell match. Goddamn Mr. Demandy over there. I agree.
It was shit then, and it was shit watching it back.
Let's discuss how shit it was. And you were this close to going to that show too, by the way.
Yes.
So why is it so shit, buddy? Is it because of the DQ ending? Is it because of the red lights?
Oh, Fiend was bleeding and barely conscious. Oh, we're gonna make it a DQ. We're gonna say it's a DQ, no contest.
Oh,
real fucking smart.
That and the freaking red lighting sucked. The match kind of was a drag. Everyone hated it.
Yeah, where the fuck was this when Foley and Taker were doing their fucking Hell in a Cell match? It was sure as hell wasn't that idea then.
Nope. Of course, we all know how you really feel. You want this to be up here. I'm just fucking kidding. I'm not even gonna put up there to where it gets locked in place. Fuck that.
Boy, I swear to God.
You're like, anything more than trash for that? No, fuck that shit. That match sucked ass.
It's bad when your freaking rival company gets more heat there than your fucking pay-per-view.
So yeah, the Fiend versus no offense to late Bray Wyatt, but that match sucked. Even Seth Rollins went on record in interviews saying that match sucked. And he tried to get
they kind of fixed it at the next pay-per-view when they had Fiend versus Rollins and had a no disqualification.
That this match has to end by pinfall no matter what. Yeah, but the damage was already done because no one gave a shit anymore after that cell match.
Yes.
Okay, can we go on to 2020 now after we talked about how shit 2019's match was? We have Roman Reigns versus Jey Uso in that I Quit Hell in a Cell match. Well, they had the Hell in a Cell match structure combined with the I Quit rules. Alright.
That one was actually really, really good.
And it
so I would say average.
I needed to say.
Because this is Roman Reigns creating the bloodline?
The bloodline of the start, right?
Yes.
And Jey Uso didn't want to quit, and the only reason he did because Reigns started attacking an injured Jimmy that was out in the dang ring too.
Yes.
And after this, I believe Jey Uso had to acknowledge Reigns as the tribal chief, though, as well, joining the Bloodlines table.
Yes.
Which he's still a member of to this day, 50-11 chapters in. But
it was really good. It was, well, actually, I would say legendary for what the storytelling is and how it's kept going. So, and
it still felt
legendary.
And it still felt to this day in storylines.
And this is me again, fucking the Roman Reigns hater saying this.
You saying a Roman Reigns match is in legendary tier? What the fuck day is this? Is this freaking is this opposite day? What the fuck? Now, hypothetically speaking, if you were to say I acknowledge the tribal chief, I'd be like, all hell's frozen over. This could not happen.
Never.
If you were to ever say that, I'd be like, oh, hell's frozen over.
The only time that will happen is when hell freezes over.
Yeah, if you were to say that, I'd be like, temperature for hell today, -500. It's frozen over. What the hell's going on here? Right? Where in legendary would you put this?
Right there, I guess.
Sure.
I'm just putting it because of the storyline of what they were telling, and Jay put up a hell of a fucking fight.
Yep. Oh yeah, and another match I thought was good from 2020's Hell in a Cell pay-per-view. Finally a decent Hell in a Cell pay-per-view for once. Was the Bayley and Sasha Banks Hell in a Cell match for the SmackDown Women's title. After over a year of freaking build between the two. Of them being friends and then enemies. After Sasha Banks got tired of Bayley's bullshit. Right?
This is when 2020 was when she turned heel.
Yeah, when Bayley turned heel. Jesus Christ. It's like, Jesus Christ, this match was actually good to a friggin' year build payoff here. Ending friggin' Bayley's year-long reign as champion. After friggin' Sasha Banks put in the friggin' bank statement after smashing Bayley's head into the friggin' chairs several times. Right?
Yeah.
And after the Pro Wrestling, but I thought it was actually a good match.
This one I'm going to have to say legendary. The storyline, the back and forth, it'd be going from face to heel, a tweener. Yeah, legendary.
Honestly, I think this is just my opinion out loud. I know a lot of people will think differently of this. To this day, 6 years later, I still think the Banks and Bayley match is the best women's Hell in a Cell match there was so far. In my opinion. Right?
No.
So where on legendary would I put this? Probably right there. Between the Nash and Triple H match and the Orton and Taker match. Right?
Yeah.
Now, I'm not saying it needs to go in the Hall of Fame. That's reserved for the best of the best. If that's the case, why is McMahon's and Big Show against DX up there? Because it's hilarious.
Yes.
But, yeah. And then we go on to the next Hell in a Cell match from 2020 from the Hell in a Cell 2020 pay-per-view, which was Randy Orton defeating Drew McIntyre to win his so far final World Championship inside Hell in a Cell.
His 14th title.
His 14th title, and so far his final one to date. Which he only held on for about 2 or 3 weeks before losing it back to McIntyre on SmackDown. Or Raw, or whatever. Right?
Average.
Thought the match was okay. It wasn't, legendary. It wasn't mind-blowing or anything. It's only notable because that's where Orton won his final World Championship. So
average. It was good.
Yeah, it was average so far, so I thought, better than the Sheamus and Orton match. Right?
Yeah.
Yeah, but I think the Becky Lynch and Sasha Banks match was better than the Orton and McIntyre match. The only Hell in a Cell match I'll ever praise from 2019 is the women's one, okay? Because this one was garbage. Right? Oh, and then we go to 2021, and we got not 1, not 2, not 3, but 4 Hell in a Cell matches to talk about. First one being the SmackDown Hell in a Cell between Roman Reigns and Rey Mysterio for the Universal Championship. Why they didn't do it on the pay-per-view like originally advertised, I have no idea.
I have no fucking clue.
Either way, the match I felt from the highlights I've seen from the SmackDown highlights I've seen, it was okay. It was all right. It was nothing special to talk about.
Yeah.
With obviously Reigns retaining the title here.
I say ass end of all right.
I mean, his Hell in a Cell match against Jey Uso was better than this. Right?
Yes.
Ass end of all right. And then we have Bianca Belair defeating Bayley to retain the SmackDown Women's title in that Hell in a Cell match on the actual fucking pay-per-view. Right?
Yeah.
Which, yeah, they had a rivalry going into this one. I thought it was okay for what it was, and it was decent. It was a decent, hard-hitting scrap between the two, so...
I'd say ass end of average.
For that one.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think I'd be inclined to agree.
Because they had better matches
than this, but this was alright compared to some other shit we've seen.
Yes.
And then we had the WWE title match between freaking Bobby Lashley and Drew McIntyre, which that was an alright hard-hitting of match they had, and in fact they had a rivalry that even went through WrestleMania previous to this. Actually made it good. Or the rivalry was decent. Right? So,
again, I'd say average. Because it was a decent.
You would say it's what? Okay, I would say this is about... I'll put it there on average. Anyway, next...
Sorry about that, guys. We had technical issues on my end. We had a power outage over here.
And his image became creepy, smiling Christian.
Watch, he's gonna put it in when he freaking edits this. He's gonna post it freaking creepy Christian.
Well, by the time we get to this part, you can already see it.
Yeah.
If I do that, but anyway.
But you will.
Next, we got the Hell in a Cell match from Raw in 2021, the day after the Hell in a Cell 2021 pay-per-view, involving Lashley versus Xavier Woods in a non-title match.
Trash.
And the only reason they had this because USA Network complained that Fox got a Hell in a Cell match with Reigns and Mysterio. Supposedly. Yeah, there's nothing to talk about. It only lasted about 4 minutes. Lashley won. Who cares?
Trash.
Yeah, I'm putting it right there. No one really cared about that match. Right?
Yes.
And even at the time, I was thinking, why? All right.
Yep.
So next we got Crown Jewel, I believe, of 2021, a couple months later, where we had Edge defeat Seth Rollins in what everyone said was a great Hell in a Cell match.
I'd actually put that in Hall of Fame because that would be one of his last appearances.
Yeah, before leaving like 2 years later. This was Edge's like next to final Hell in a Cell match appearance. But I've seen highlights of the match. I've seen the match. I've seen some highlights of the match. I thought it was decent.
And again, this is coming from someone that does not like Roman Reigns or Seth Rollins. Period.
Okay, are you hungry? Here, have a Snickers, because you're not yourself when you're hungry. You're talking bananas. You're talking the way I'm talking. What's wrong with you?
I'm just doing it purely for Edge, but also just the story that was going into it.
Yeah. So, yeah, I thought the match was alright. It was good. You say Hall of
You're
Fame.
like, what world did I wake up in this morning? Is this Topsy-Turvy Land?
It's the Twilight Zone. I'll put that in Hall of Fame, screw it. In no particular order the Hall of Fame is in. Right?
Yeah.
So now we got 2022. The only Hell in a Cell match taking place in 2022 was Seth Rollins once again appearing here, taking on Cody Rhodes. And this was the one where Cody Rhodes came in with an injured pectoral muscle, giving us that cringe image.
Again, you're going to be shocked about this. Legendary.
And the story of the match was freaking Rollins freaking targeting the freaking dang injured body part.
Well, he was talking shit about his family, too, so.
And Rhodes valiantly fought back, even taking a table bump with an injured pectoral muscle, too. Which he had no business in doing, by the way. Actually, no, Cody Rhodes had no business being in this match, but after Crossroads, freaking Cody Rhodes won the match, also, despite Rollins' efforts.
Yeah.
You would say Hall of Fame, wouldn't you?
I said legendary.
Or legendary? Probably at the top, probably near the top of legendary. For me, I thought it was okay, and that cringe image of Cody Rhodes injured, though, damn. I bet when you first seen, you're like, oh my god, what the fuck? Right?
Yeah, because that was the first time because Cena wanted to do that, and they're like, fuck that!
And then, of course, after this match, Cody Rhodes would actually have surgery done. He'd be out for several months until the 2023 Rumble. Following this match. I would say about there.
Yeah.
For legendary.
And which he would win the 2023 Rumble.
Yep. Oh, and here we go. WrestleMania 39, where we saw the Demon Finn Balor against Edge in Hell in a Cell. Yeah, this match was brutal back and forth. We recently did this for a review several months back.
Yeah.
And the Fiend taking that freaking ladder to the head, busting him open, requiring staples to his head. in the middle of the match, that was brutal enough as it was.
Again, I'd say Hall of Fame.
I would say at the top of legendary, but Hall of Fame is a good argument is to be made as well. So I'll compromise. I'll put in the Hall of Fame. I thought it was an alright showing for what it was. And a brutal match at that. Right?
It's just the fucking brutality alone.
Right.
Only basically got eclipsed at the recent WrestleMania.
Yep. And this was Edge's final WrestleMania match too. Fuck it. He went out with a Hall of Fame win. Hall of Fame match. Right?
Yes.
Oh, and then under Triple H's leadership, come 2024, we're gonna go back to our old roots. Let's have CM Punk face Drew McIntyre in Hell in a Cell at Bad Blood. After their year-long personal rivalry against each other. And we know this is the one where friggin' Punk smashed McIntyre in the head with the friggin' toolbox, busting McIntyre wide open from ear to ear.
This will also take him off the show for a few months.
Yeah, and the brutality was there. And then we see the McIntyre take a bag out, and we thought it was going to be full of thumbtacks. Nah, it was the friggin' beads that he was mocking Punk with. Right?
I say Hall of Fame to legendary.
Yeah, and the fact that also during this matchup, McIntyre went for the Claymore kick, only for Punk to get out of the way, and he landed spine first on the stairs. That also looked violent. I looked at that spot, I'm like, my back felt that.
Yeah, no, I picked that for us to review, and you're like, no, my goddamn back.
Shit, at this point, we were doing the reviews on a regular basis, so we reviewed it after it happened on pay-per-view.
Yes.
For PLE, and we were even talking about my back. Fuck. That hurt like a lot. Right?
Yes.
For a modern Hell in a Cell, I have to say it goes on. It's Hall of Fame worthy. Fuck it. Right?
I said either Hall of Fame or legendary. Both work.
Yeah. So, and then we have the most recent Hell in a Cell match. It was a really short one, and I'm talking about the Lesnar versus Obafemi one from SummerSlam of 2026 that we seen literally a couple weeks ago at time of recording.
I'm going to say Hall of Fame because, yes, it was
Lesnar's last
the
match.
end of his career, but it was a good passing of the torch moment as well.
And this was Lesnar's final match of his career. He put Obafemi over. Obafemi got the win here. And seeing Lesnar bust out a tombstone piledriver on Obafemi, and that was shocking enough. Right?
Yes, and he called Taker the freaking night. He said, "Oh, I'm going to do your move." He's like, "What?" He's like, "Oh, I'm going to do the tombstone."
Yep. And then Obafemi picking up the win and the passing of the torch moment, and Brock Lesnar announcing his retirement shortly afterwards. Well, that's a way to go out for someone like Brock. Right?
Dude, it didn't matter to me if he stayed or went, but that's the cap of his freaking wrestling career, his Hall of Fame career right there.
Yeah, so I say, well, fuck it. I would say legendary. I mean, I know this match ain't a bunch of whole people's. Ain't a couple. I know this match a lot of people don't agree with. I mean, it is relatively fresh, but it's not the greatest Hell in a Cell match ever. It's not the longest, but it told the story it needed to tell. Which is make sure Obafemi's the next face, next monster of the company.
The next big thing.
The next big thing, yep. So I agree, just for the fact that it's Lesnar's passing the torch and Lesnar's final match, we'll lock in Hall of Fame, right?
Yes.
So yeah, this is our list. Anything that you feel like you need to change about this list?
Nah.
Oh, I do. I'm not even clicking that, and that was a joke. Yeah, actually, nah. Fuck it. You're like, put it back.
Put it back, bitch.
I don't even remember where it was. I think it was an all right. Fuck. Right?
What the Big Boss Man and Taker?
I think you said it was all right. Yeah.
Yes.
Whatever. Anyway, this is our list. Wait, I know. This is our list. Fuck it. Anyway, this is our tier list for Hell in a Cell matches. Obviously, the top of Hall of Fame was obviously the Taker and Mankind match, which, why wouldn't it be, right?
Exactly.
And then all the other matches are all Hall of Fame worthy, but we still think the best one is the Taker Foley match. Still, after nearly 30 years. Damn.
Yes.
Right? All these other matches are great. Hall of Fame worthy, great. I mean, in our opinions. The absolute worst one, trash, was the Rollins feed match, aka Riptide's favorite.
Fuck off!
I mean, you couldn't stop talking about it all tier list.
Fuck off.
When do I ever fuck off?
That was utter fucking garbage, and you know it.
I know you're telling me to fuck off, but when do I ever fuck off?
Now.
No, the answer is never. Anyway, so yeah, that's our tier list. I hope you enjoyed our discussion of this, and tell us in the comment section, where would you place some of these? What are some of your favorite Hell in a Cell matches off this list? What would you personally put in the Hall of Fame?
Or if you have any other Hell in a Cell matches that we didn't go through.
I think we went through pretty much almost all of them, or 99.9% of them. But either way, Hell in a Cell match is my favorite match type, but like we could tell is this, some years were good, some years were legendary, Hall of Fame worthy, other years were just average to shit.
Yes.
So yeah, this is our tier list, so now what we gotta do is this. We did this tier list instead of doing a review, so why don't you tell the world what we're going to be doing next week? At this point, since you're literally here on camera, laughing like a maniac.
We are going to be reviewing a show that was in 2001.
I don't know where you're going with this, and fuck you in advance.
It's his favorite tag team that's going to be in it.
I know where you're going with this, and fuck you in advance.
We're going to be watching I forget what the fucking name of it is again, but it was Taker and Kane versus Chronic.
Fuck you for making me watch Unforgiven 01.
Yeah, we're going to be watching Unforgiven 01.
Yeah, I look forward to that one, buddy.
No offense to the late Brian Clark and fucking
late Brian Adams, but
Brian Adams, the matchup was not great.
Yeah, we have Taker and Kane defending the WCW tag titles against Chronic, like you said, for next week. Yes. How about Van Dam versus Jericho for the hardcore title?
Yeah.
Or how about Rhino versus Tajiri for the WCW US title? Or how about the first ever pay-per-view meeting between Edge and Christian? Or how about The Rock versus Booker T and Shane McMahon for the WCW title?
in a handicap match.
Or the main event, seeing Steve Austin defend the WWE title against Kurt Angle in a SummerSlam rematch.
Yes.
All this and more when it comes to Unforgiven 2001 next week. Yay! I can hardly wait to tear that event apart. I don't see anything wrong with this show. It's not like one match was so bad it pretty much killed off the career of two superstars or anything like that. By the way, you see this sarcastic smile on my face? This is my face every time he gives me a shitty event, by the way. Just letting y'all know, since I don't usually use face cam in the reviews.
No, he's gonna again put in creepy smile Christian.
So yeah, wish us luck this next week. And,
no, wish him luck for his sanity.
Oh, my guy's already gone. When did my sanity leave? When you made me review Heroes of Wrestling, fucker.
And I got revenge for making me watch fucking King of the Ring 95.
And I've been going squirrely nuts ever since. So yeah, until then, we will talk to y'all later. Peace.
Well, Unforgiven 01 wasn't bad. It didn't have a good matchup with Chronic versus the Brothers of Destruction.
Oh boy. We'll see how great or terrible that show is this next week. So anyway, we will talk to y'all later. Peace.
Deuces.